Boom. What up, boys? Who we got in here? All right, we got Brian and Eric Davis. What up, what up, what up? Yeah, I clicked on. So what's going on, boys? We're jumping in here, 7 p.m. on the dot. Yes, sir. We missed you, Eric Davis, out at the motor school last week. Hanging. How's Colorado, right? Can you guys hear me? Because I know the mic, if you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Just because I left, last time we did the live Q&A, I left the microphone on and we just went to set up and the battery was dead. So we had to find the battery. So make sure, just let me, what up, Monroe? GTR, hello. Mayo, 3115. Let me get a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Just because we were having, I left the battery on last week. I want to make sure this one's working because it was just a broken. All right, there we go. All right, woo. I needed to scroll. As soon as I scrolled, I seen all the thumbs up. All right. V-dubs up in here. Sorry, guys. I wasn't scrolling. I was sitting in one spot. Big Feist is in here hanging. You dude. Oh my God, I don't want to mess your name up again. Oh my God. It's not the way I always say it. And Mel's not here to help me tonight because she boycotted tonight, she said. And I know you come on here all the time. I just don't want to mess your name up. And it's not how I say it. And I'm trying to think how it is, but I have the worst memory. But shout out to you because I know who you are and you're always up in here. I'm calling him LOL. And then we got Anthony, Big Feist, V-Dub. Gavin. Wow, we got a lot of people in here quick. We got Tommy Shea, West G. What up? Eric Davis. So everybody's in here. So Nathan. Wow, man, South Africa. That's crazy. Well, cool. Man, what time is it in South Africa? Morning or night? So cool, man. We are hanging on another Moto Monday. Let me pop it up. We got some. We can jump right in. I'm not doing the little bumper anymore because our internet just can't keep up with it. So I'm just gonna pop up here, hanging out Moto Monday nights, every Monday night, 7 p.m. talking about moto, talking about everything that has to do with dirt bikes. We get on here and we do live Q&A. We do questions. We talk about training. We talk about bike setup. We talk about anything you guys want to talk about that's related to motocross. Talk about we even talk about like different techniques. Sometimes people want to know what bikes I suggest. Anything surrounded around motocross that you guys want to know, freestyle related, race related, training related, injury, comeback, mental game, whatever. Let's hang out and let's talk, and we'll go from there. But I see V-Dub saying, got the marked merchant. Yep, V-Dub. That's right. I know I'm representing Mark tonight too. Got the it is finished tank top on. Big Fight said boycott Mel. She boycotted tonight. She'll be watching. Don't act like she ain't watching. You know you're down there watching. She was like, I'm not watching tonight. Well, you know she is. She can't not hang with us. But anyway, let's see. Before we jump in and start doing some questions, just a little update. Let's see what's been going down since last Monday. So we did a class. We had a moto class, RFMX class on Saturday out at the private track. Went really good. It was super. Look, see, there she is. She's in here. She couldn't hide. But yeah, we did a class on Saturday. And it's hot. Anybody who's living out in this area knows it's hot in the Midwest right now. Super humid, and track was actually good. It actually rained. We got some rain a few days before, and which we needed. So we actually got some rain, and then we didn't disc the track until the night before because we didn't want to turn up any of the wet dirt that was underneath. We were trying to save it, so we waited all the way to Friday night. And then we ripped it up Friday night. And we actually had water. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be more wet underneath, but it actually was drier than I thought. But laid down a bunch of water and right before dark. And then actually track stayed good we started 9 a.m. and we watered again in the morning. I got there at 7, threw down some more water. And then when we started at 9, it lasted pretty much until about 30 to 40 minutes after our lunch break, and then it started to dry out. But it still overall was a good day. We had three new students, two students that have been to actually every class that I've had so far. But we had three new guys. Two guys came in, and went really good. No crashes. Everybody was happy with the class, and so I'm always good when I get positive feedback. But excited for the next one. I don't know if anybody saw I just did a little story before I jumped on here. I was just watching some of the footage from last week at Grain Valley, and just looking at the track. And I'm super excited. The next two classes are going to be there. So the August class and the September class are at Grain Valley. And it's the newest track here in the Midwest, just opened, got all new ownership. And it looks like they're doing a really good job right off the bat. So I'm excited to be there. It's going to be fun to be, because I've only been on the same track since we started here in the spring. Been at the Basor track every Midwest school. So it's going to be fun to switch gears, go to a new track, and I'll be able to train somewhere else and just mix it up a little bit. It's going to get really ruddy out there, and I'm looking forward to it. So pumped on that. Other than that, still working on getting the merch switched over on RFMX, and we got 3 weeks here. I'm going to be doing some editing and just hanging out and getting ready for the next class. But I think switching over the merch is the big thing on the list. So hopefully we get that done here in the next few weeks, and we'll be running that right out of here at the basement. So RFMX will be coming straight from me. All right, so that's probably about it that's going on that really happened since the last time we talked. I'm just going to scroll up to the top here, and we got Brian. So Brian, I'm just seeing the first comment. So Brian signed up actually this morning, so he's going to be out at, let me just pop him up here, because he's on every week. I know you guys see him every week. So this is one of the homies, Brian. You know, he had a hurt thumb here couple maybe about a month ago or so now, but he actually signed up this morning for the September class. So super pumped to have him come out to Grain Valley and ride with him and work with him. So looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to going right in here at the next open practice. All right, so the way we do it, we just kind of throw the question marks up. I know a lot of you guys, but I feel like I'm seeing some new guys in here this week. But throw the question mark up just so I can find the question mark outside of all the comments. But I like to go to the top and try not to miss anybody. So I'm just kind of looking for first question of the night. Oh, it's morning. I'm assuming that was a South Africa, 2 a.m. Well, dude, thanks for staying up super late to hang out with us. South Africa, that's sweet, dude. All right, here, we'll get Brian back up here as the first question I saw. All right, he says, are you going to Adrenaline on Sunday? I might. I didn't even know they were having practice, but I really do like that track, and I haven't rode it in a while, so I'm going to put it on my to-do list. What time? Is it a morning practice or is it an afternoon practice? But yes, because if that's the next practice coming up around here, I'm going to go, dude. So probably see you out there if you're planning. But throw up another comment and let me know what time. Because I know sometimes they do the 4 p.m. to dark, but if it's morning practice, let me know. Because we do go to church on Sunday morning, so it'd probably work out better if it was an afternoon practice for me. But I'll still make it out there either way. The track's sweet. I heard they shut down for a couple weeks because their water truck broke. So hopefully got the water truck fixed and it won't be all dry as a bone and dusty out there. All right, so I'm just looking for, all right, here. All right. All right, buddy. LOL. I want to say Lamb, right? Lamb, right? I don't want to mess up your name, but I believe it's a Lamb. That's how you say it. I always mess it up. Lamb. Not lamb. It sounds like I'm saying lamb, but I'm not saying lamb. Lamb. Do you think you can make a good video? Do you think you can make a good video if Kobe Raha and Axel Hodges made a video? Do you think it would make a good video? Yeah, those dudes. What? Are you watching? Liam, that's what I said. Liam. Yeah, Liam. I knew I was close. You have dyslexia. Hey, I thought you were watching some new season. Wait, Liam, sorry, dude. I seriously, your name always confuses me. I don't want to mess it up because you're always in here, and I remember who you are, and I always give you shout outs. So thanks for being here. Sorry, I'm a goofball and can't read. Sad. Liam. But yes, I do think it would make a good video if Kobe Raha and Axel Hodges made a video, because both those dudes are super sick. I mean, they're two of the best guys at quarter pipe, and both got really good style. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching both of the guys. Axel is one of my favorite riders to watch. Just the dude just has so much style. He's just a stylish guy. He just looks really cool on his bike. So anything he does is fun to watch. So yes. All right. Big Fight said I knew Mel couldn't hold out. She's down there peeking in, trying to act like she didn't want to hang out tonight. Oh wait, she's got questions. Wait, let's see what she said. Did you do a blog post today? Tell them about your articles. Oh, all right. See, this is why we have to have Mel involved, because I can't remember nothing. All right, so I'm going to pop it up here. That's why wife's involved. But yeah, so just did a quick little thing, just trying different stuff on the website, trying to do like a small little blog. And I just started with talking about some of the, like, I love gear, and I love like putting gear combos together. I think I like always guys like Hanson, who always just, every time Hanson has a kit on, it's like the sickest kit out there. So I've always liked that. I've always liked gear and looking cool. So I just was like, hey, let's talk about some of the kits that I like and all the 2020 kits. So I'm going to talk about those, and then threw some links in there. So if anybody likes some of the stuff, and I talk about a little bit, like, it's real short. Like, it ain't in-depth stuff. I'm not a writer, so don't expect like big, deep blogs. I'm just real quick with it, just a little bit of info, why I like this, why I choose that. A lot of it, color combos is trying to match my bikes and stuff, but there's still a little bit I'm going to give. I didn't give all the details on everything because I want to little by little have something to talk about. I don't know how often I'm going to do it, if I'm going to do it like every other week or once, I don't know. I'm just be on the lookout. I'll post about it, and it's going to be on my website where I talk about the different gear setups that I wear and what I like about each part of my gear and why I wear it. So, and I don't get paid from Shipped. I'm just pumped that I get to wear Shipped, because I would wear it if I don't get paid. So it's not like a gear company's paying me to wear their gear no more. Those days are long gone. If I had to pick a gear company to ride for, it's Shipped and Fox, because I just like the stuff. I think their stuff looks the best. So that's my first pick, and I'm wearing what I want to wear right now because I like it, and I think it's comfortable and it looks good and it's safe. So that's what I'm wearing, and I'll talk a little bit about it. So you can go to the website, Ronnie Faisst, or I did some swipe ups on the story today, but if you go to ronniefeist.com, you'll find it. I think what did Mel call it? Articles? I told her to call it blog. She's in charge of doing some of the website stuff. Oh yeah, it is articles. They say it right here in the thing. It says articles. I thought it should say blog, but whatever, we'll fix it. But if you want to hear a little couple nuggets, they're in there. And then I'm sure the 2021 stuff's going to be coming out. That's how we're like, hey, let's talk about what we did in 2020, stuff that I wore, and then, hey, all the new stuff's coming out. Then it'll be cool, because all the 2021 stuff's coming out, and people are going to want to know, like, hey, what do you like? Why you like it? What should I get? And we'll talk about it a little bit. So it's just another way to give some feedback on the things that I like and wear and stuff. So anyways, thanks for the reminder, Melly Mel. All right. So let me just make sure I don't miss nobody. So Gavin says he wants to come to the track and ride one day. Yes, sir. Come out. Come back to so Robbie and Carvina saying come back to Temecula. We'll be out there soon. We're coming back. The winter months, we're going to be out there doing... All right, so Brian's saying I am. We'll be in Cali winter months doing the RFMX schools. December through March. And then so it's a morning practice. Does it go to 2? I'm assuming. So... we might have to try to hit the early service Sunday morning and then jam straight out there and make the practice. All right, here we got a question right here from James. He says, how much do you recommend a Husky? I'm thinking hard, and they look sick. Yes, they do look sick, especially with the red plates. Get that red in there a little bit. Break it up. Uh-oh, it's probably Mel. Oh, no, sorry. I mean, I would recommend a Husky any day. I mean, it's the bike I ride, and I like my Husky. I just actually rode a Cowie yesterday. One of the students was like, hey, can you take a lap on my bike and give me some feedback? And I will flat out say the Husky's brakes, the Cowie's brakes can't match the Husky brakes. Not even close. The Husky brakes, the Brembo brakes on the Husky are so good. Don't get me wrong, Cowie's good. It's got a lot of bark down low. But the Husky's good too. Like, I'm like, my 3 favorite bikes are the 3 bikes I've rode. Honda, Cowie, and Husky. Rode Honda the longest, pretty much my whole career. I rode Cowie for 2 years, and I've been on Husky since 2016. But I would recommend a Husky all day. I rode the 450 is what I ride, and I've also rode the 350 a couple months ago in California. I got a chance to ride one of them, and it was good too. So, pinning, I'm a 4-stroke guy, but I like the 450 over the 250 and the 350 just because I like the extra power. I like to be able to just let the power kind of do its thing and not have to work so much. 250X, you got to really ride it. 350 is seriously just kind of feels like a fast 250. But the 450 is just super fast, has so much power. It just, you can kind of let the bike, it's like a cheater bike in my opinion. You get away with so much more, and it's so much easier to get through the sections and jump everything on a 450. So that's what I like to ride. But 100%, no complaints, and I've never had any problems. I'll be honest with you. The only issue I've ever had, my 16 never had a problem. On my 18, I had my my little hydraulic clutch went out, but it's like a super cheap part. Change it in 5 minutes, no big deal. But other than that, no issues. So never had problems with my Husky. Anything major like whoopee, a seal. It's a hydraulic seal for the clutch. No big deal. But that's it. Nothing has ever broke on my bike. That wasn't related to me doing something stupid, because I forgot to put the shock bolt in or tighten the shock bolt once, and my whole shock flew through my seat and went through my went through my air box. But that was my fault. So yes, go grab a Husky if you're thinking about it. I'm getting the 20. I was gonna get the 2020, but we got so far along here, and I haven't bought a bike yet. And I'm like, might as well just get a 2021 at this point. So B Dove saying super chat's not working tonight. Dude, it's all good, V-Dub. This dude, I swear, if this guy has the gift of giving, because every time he comes on here, he's giving super chats both on here and on our ministry page as well. And I go on and watch Deegan's lives when he was doing them. V-Dub was always in there showing love to Deegan too. So, hey, it's all good, dude. You are a giver by heart, and that is your gift for sure. And we appreciate you, but don't worry about it, dude. It's all good. And those goggles are coming, dude. I didn't send them out this week. I'm not going to lie, but I didn't forget. I was texting or DMing you today. I got your address again, so I will be sending those signed spy goggles out to you ASAP. All right, so let's get Gavin in here. He says, how did you start racing? I really need to start. All right, so I started racing, let's see, I got my first dirt bike at 8 years old, and I started racing when I was 9. And I think I just asked my dad. Like, I had a close friend who lived in the neighborhood who, I think he started racing like the week before me. I think he went to the local race and came back and told me. And the very next weekend, I was like, Dad, I want to go to the local race. Neil went. And then we went to the local track, just went down to the closest track that we had in New Jersey. And signed up for I was in 80, it wasn't even called 85 back then. It was called 80cc. And I was in the 711 class. And I looped out off the start, right off the bat. Uh-oh.
Just know that you did ask, how do you start racing?
Oh, how do I? Oh, sorry.
How do you start racing?
Hey.
It's fine.
It's a bright light in here. She's got these lights on me. I can't even read the comments. How do you start racing? Oh, how? I thought you were asking me, how did I start? All right, sorry. I asked the question wrong. See, this is why you have to watch.
No.
All right. So how do you start racing? How do you... As simple as the story was just going. Just go to the first race. Like... At the end of the day, you just got to start somewhere. Like, when me and Big Fight started going to the races in the beginning, we had an 1986. So you got to think the first year I went to the races was 1988. We had a 1986 CR80, didn't know anything, bone stock, wasn't jetted, wasn't nothing. We didn't know anything. We just showed up. I had a bunch of gear, had a helmet, didn't even fit me. Like, we just went. And, we were in a little pickup truck, and that's how it started. And we went the next weekend, and we went the next weekend. And I remember we started going every weekend, and my dad would drive all the way up. We would leave the night before. My dad would get home from, my dad was a police officer, get home from working, And we'd load up this little pickup truck, and we would drive all the way a couple hours up to Pennsylvania and unload the bike, and we would sleep, next to each other in the back of the bed, and then wake up the next morning and go race. And I stunk. Like, I used to finish last all the time. I wasn't even good. But we just did that. And honestly, like, I didn't even start to get good, and I'm not even saying it to hype up motocross schools, but it's true. My big fights will validate this. I didn't even start to get good until I went down to Gary Bailey's motocross school. All the way up until that time, I had the worst style. I should get some photos and post some photos of what I looked like when I first started. I had the worst body position ever. Like, that did everything wrong because my dad didn't ride dirt bikes, so I didn't have a dad to coach me as far as, like, body position and what to do. My dad was into riding three-wheelers and Odysseys, and he had street bikes, but he wasn't a motocross racer. He didn't know how to teach me, so I did everything wrong. And I had to go down to Virginia and get coaching from Gary Bailey. And seriously, when I came back from there, I just started doing everything he started teaching me, and it switched my whole game. And I went from being in the back of the pack to being up front. So I would just go, dude. I would just go to the race, start where you're at with whatever you got. It doesn't matter. It's just get started, and you grow as you go. So that's it. It's like anything else. You just gotta kind of take the first step and get going. So do it, dude. I'm actually thinking about getting back into it. I've been kind of kicking around the idea of this fall maybe showing up to the local race and racing the plus 40 class, just to have a goal, just to do something fun. So I haven't competed. Seriously competed since 2014 at the last Speed and Style I did in X Games Austin, and then I raced in 2016 at Winter X Games, but it was more of a fun race. It wasn't like how I treated Summer X Games. It was kind of like I got an invite last minute, kind of trained as much as I could and just went out there. So 2016 to 2020, it's been a long time since I lined up on the gate next to anybody. So I think it might be fun, to kind of get back out there. All right, so looking for, all right, here we go. Gavin again. So we got Gavin here. I've had mixed here, and I've never had a full year set when I start racing, so why I need to know. Hold up. Sometimes I read your questions and I feel like I don't know, I have no clue. You probably be like, this guy can't read. I can read it. Hold up. I have mixed here. I have never had a full year set, and when I start racing, so that's why I need to know. You're probably talking to somebody else, huh? Because I don't. If that's a question and I misread it, send it again so I can, because I just feel like you're probably responding to somebody else. Mel's laughing at me. What? Get out of here.
Gear?
Gear?
I don't know if it's a question.
I don't know. But no disrespect. I'm not the greatest reader in the world, but so if I messed up your question, just send it again and I'll probably get it second time.
Next gear set. Yeah.
Next gear set? Oh, maybe next gear set. Maybe. Hey, I get it. These computers are retarded. I send texts and they don't never say what I want, so it's probably just a spell check. All right, let's get Eric up here. He says I'm getting half asleep next week. It's going to take about 9 hours on the arm. Not fun. Any tips? Going to be a long session. Don't sound like fun to me. 9 hours is about twice as long than I would usually sit. Like 5 hours would be my max. Like 3.5 hours, kind of like, okay, by the 4th hour, you're like, all right, this is not fun. By the 5th hour, you're like, don't touch me with that needle. So that's a long one. So better get your breathing techniques on. That was the only thing that kind of helped me when I was getting drilled with a needle, is to focus on the breathing and relax. Don't tense up when the needle hits you. Stay relaxed. Hurts worse when you tense up. Tattoos suck. Man, that's a long one, dude. All right, so let's see. Just scrolling through. Oh, so here we go. So I didn't even know this. So Robbie, he's saying, how do you feel about LBC making a comeback? I had no idea that they were doing that. I don't know. we'll see how it looks. I wonder if they're coming back out with the baggies. I don't know if the baggies would still pull it these days, because it's kind of like, some things are like cool when they're cool, but then it's just like, if you try to do it again, it's like, it's already been done. So I don't know if they come out with the baggies, it'll work again. So if they come out with just gear, depending on how it looks, it'll probably be cool. But the baggy thing might be long gone and past. It's kind of like when a band breaks up and then they all the main guys are gone, and then they try to put in some fillers and bring it back and call it the same band. Everybody's like, it's one of those deals maybe. All right, so we get B-Dub up here again. He says, I saw some pictures from the weekend. They were on point. Is Big Feist up there? No, so actually Big Feist was going to be here, and because of the whole COVID thing, he's in Jersey, and Jersey's like super strict about everything right now. He wasn't able to come out, so he canceled his trip, and he rescheduled it for the September class. So he'll be out at Green Valley in September. So he didn't make this trip. So we missed Big Feist. We were excited he was coming. We were bummed he didn't make it. We haven't got to see him for a while now. So gotta wait. But yeah, the thing was, if he came out, he would have had to stay home for 14 days. And he hits me up and he's like, dude, I ain't quarantined for 14 days. I'm like, how are they gonna know you came here? And he swears they're gonna track him. I'm like, they ain't tracking you, dude. He's like, no, they're gonna track me. I'm like, I doubt that. But anyway, he'll be out in September. Well, here she comes. What I miss now?
Tell him to give the video a thumbs up if you want Big Feist on the live.
Huh? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, do the thumbs up. So we already kind of, me and Mel talked about this. So why Big Feist is out here, and I think I even texted him and let him know. We're going to bring him on. We're doing the live with Big Feist, kind of like we did with Taka. So we'll bring Big Feist on. If you guys are feeling it, give the thumbs up. Say Big Feist, we want you to come on. So I think that would be cool. Like, me and my dad have so much history of racing together. I mean, all through my whole entire amateur career, and just even as my pro career, I don't think my dad's ever missed a major event. Every single Gravity Games, every single X Games, I mean, obviously, you can't go to every single show or tour I do, but when my dad retired, he almost came on the entire Nuclear Cowboy tour the first year he was retired. Any show that was on the East Coast, he was there. So we have just a lot of history of motocross together. So I thought it'd be cool to bring him on and just let you guys ask him questions. Like, it's me every week. So that's why I love doing the thing with Taco. It's fun to have someone else kind of let you guys just hang out with. And so I think it'd be cool to get Big Feist on. So plan on that in September, Big Feist. And then, like I said, while we're out in Cali during those winter months, we're going to try to jump it, like bring on somebody. I talked to Potter the last time. He said he's down. Try to get Deegan or Twitch or somebody. The dudes always have crazy schedules, but I'm definitely going to ask them if they are into it. But that'd be cool to sit down with different people every time we're in California, a different friend, and just kind of catch up with someone else and go through all that. So, all right, so let's keep it moving here. All right, so we get Mark up here. He says, don't know whether to buy a 2-stroke YZ or a 4-stroke for CRF. And then, so what do I think on that? So I'm a 4-stroke guy at the end of the day, but so many people love their 2-stroke. So it's really personal preference is what you like to ride. You like being busy on the bike? 2-stroke, you got to be busy. You got to keep it up in the R's. You got to work way harder to make things happen. 4-stroke, and even if you have a 250F, it still, in my opinion, tracks way better around the bike than a 2-stroke. 2-stroke it's so much RPMs and the tires spinning so fast, where the 4-strokes, you can lug them more and find traction easier. So I think they're easier to ride, in my opinion. Especially if you're on a 450, it's even easier to ride, in my opinion, than 250F because it has so much torque, so much traction. You can just lug the thing and it finds traction everywhere, and it has so much torque you can jump everything super easy. So if I was choosing, I'd pick the 4-stroke. But so many people, I see people's comments, they're like die-hard 2-stroke people, and they're like hate on anyone that likes 4-strokes. So if you like 2-strokes, there's nothing wrong with a 2-stroke. It's just what you enjoy being on. Some people just like them because they sound cool. They do sound cool. When I went to four strokes and then went back and rode a 2-stroke, I was like, what? I just was like, huh. Like, to me, I'm like a 252 stroke or a 450, you're like doubling the motor. Like, what's more fun to ride? In my opinion, I like riding a bike that's fast. Like, and the 450 is just, in my opinion, faster than a 252 stroke. So I'm gonna pick the faster bike. All right, so that's just my opinion. But okay, so what's your opinion on the RMZ 450 and come down to Wichita, Kansas and ride? Yeah, so. And Wichita is where Bar to Bar is, correct? I think so, and I do want to come down there because I see posts of that place, and it's sandy down there, and it looks really fun. So definitely going to make it down there at some point. I've actually never rode the Suzuki 450, so I can't give a ton of feedback on that bike just because I've never been on it. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, like, who's fast on a Suzuki right now? Like, who's riding up front on a Suzuki? I haven't been up front in a while, huh? But I'm sure, like, at the end of the day, it's 2020. I don't think any bike's bad out there. I don't think you could buy a bike that you would be like, okay, this thing just straight up sucks. I don't think that's the case. But I don't have a ton of feedback on it just because I haven't rode it. Like, the only bikes that I've rode lately are the Honda, Cowie, the Husky, Honda, Cowie, and Husky. I rode Deegan's bike. I got to ride the KTM. He has motor work, though, but his bike was fast. It was a couple trips ago that I went to Cali. I did get to ride his bike. So they're the only 4 bikes that I've rode recently, and no complaint. Like, the Husky and the KTM are really similar. And like I said, I like Cowies and Hondas too. So, like I said, so the only other bikes really missing out of there is Yamaha. Only reason I'm not a big fan of the Yamaha is how bulky the tank is. Like, I like more of a narrow bike, and the Yamaha has that big old tank on it. So I've actually never even wanted to, like, ride one. I'm just kind of like, oh, they're kind of bulky, but they have a good team, so I'm sure they make a good bike. Like I said, I don't think there's. Oh wait, did I just get this one? No, that's a different one. Oh wait, no, it's the same one. Sorry. Squidly over here, dude. All right, let's keep it cruising. All right, so we got Tommy Shea. All right, so do I know any low-key tracks in Sherman Oaks? Won't be able to transport the bike I get, and I want to stay local. And I'm assuming Sherman Oaks, California. I don't. I know Morrison lives up kind of north of LA-ish, and there is some tracks up there, but I just don't know if there's any low-key tracks. I'm just trying to think of what is the name of that track. There's a public track up there. Is it LACR? Or there is a track up there that I see Morrison riding sometimes. He posts pictures. So go to Morrison's page, call him Morrison. He lives kind of north of LA, and see what that track, and find his, like, go scroll until you see a picture of him motoing at a track and see what track that is. Wyvern? No, I can't remember what the name of it, but there is a track up there. It's public and it looks pretty cool. So, but since I was always south when I lived down there, I would never go up to LA to ride ever. I just stayed in Temecula. I had my own place, so everything I rode was south. That's why I don't know what the north of LA tracks are. What's up there? Didn't make it up there that long. All right, so we got a little. Oh, wait. All right, so we got a favorite worship group and song right now. I don't have any favorite groups, but the song that I've been clicking on every morning when I sit down is "Run to the Father," and I don't even know who sings it. All I know it's Jericho. It's Carrie Job's husband, and Mel knows. She can put it in who the guy's name is because she knows who it is. But that's what I like. Because we go into our little prayer room here, and we just pull up YouTube, and I've been clicking, like, a bunch of songs will pop up. I've been clicking to that. Run to the Father is what it's called. I just can't remember the guy who sings it, but it's good. That's what I've been listening to lately. And Mel knows the guy. All right, so here's a good one from Monroe. What's your favorite brand, motocross tires and model? Man, of course, Dunlap for sure. I've only ran Dunlap pretty much my whole pro career. I've never even ran anything. Actually, that's not true. When I raced, I ran Bridgestone for like 1 year when I was racing, trying to do the outdoor nationals. But other than that, Dunlap the whole way, and I think they run. I think they make the best tire. The one that I've run is, that's why when I saw your second part of the question, I'm like, dude, what is on my bike right now? It's the intermediate. I feel like telling Mel to go look at my tire because I can't remember. It's the intermediate one, but it works. It worked. The reason I ran it is because it worked good on the ramps. But you can run it on the loose stuff. You can run it on the hard pack, and it still works. I feel like it's a 52, something 52. Does that sound familiar? Mel, go look at my tire. If I was in the garage where I normally do this, I would just look real quick. But it's 500 degrees in the garage, so I'm sitting up in the. This is our little studio that we use for Ronnie and Mel. But Monroe, I see you on Instagram and stuff. I'll look and then I'll DM you what it is. I think it's a 52. I gotta look, but I'll let you know just so you know exactly what I run. Why do I keep hitting you? I keep getting hard to click this 3 times a night. This is hilarious. Oh, V-Dub with the super chat again, dude. I told you this dude's got the gift of giving. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He said, signed in on my phone, and it finally worked. Appreciate you all. Well, we appreciate V-Dub, dude. He is just a cool dude and a giver. And appreciate support on all our pages, all our merch, all your super chats. Much love to V-Dub. All right, let's see here. Yes, everybody's saying, gotta get Big Feist on here. All right, so my Big Feist is a pimp. Matthew. It says, I like our shirt. It is God. So yeah, this is one of our Mark shirts. It's one of our Christian lines. It says, it is finished. So anybody that knows the Bible knows that Jesus said that very last thing before he died on the cross. So this is our, see the Mark logo, the cross with the it is finished. So thank you that you like the shirt. It's one of our favorite ones. We have it on a t-shirt. We actually don't have it available on a tank top right now. This was a sample, and then we weren't able to get our tank tops up before the COVID, and because we were going it through the fulfillment company, they shut things down. But we do have it available on a t-shirt right now. All right, so we got Eric Davis here. Says, what are some more Jesus stories? Let me see. Man, I got a lot. I'm just trying to think one. I know I told the one like moto related about when I broke my femur and the dove came down and landed in the tree when I was praying. That was a cool moment I had with God going through my moto career and having that injury. I don't know if I told the one. I mean, there's a lot. There was the faith journey. I feel like it's probably it's posted somewhere, but there was a journey of faith where I wasn't invited to X Games. I had ACL surgery. I wasn't invited. I told this story. I remember I got an interview by a Christian magazine right after X Games, and I remember telling the story for the magazine. I think I've even shared it on Ronnie and Mel's page. But it was a journey of faith, and it was a personal story where God just did something. That's what God does. He builds your faith. He comes alongside of you and does things that you know He's real, and He builds that history and that relationship with Him, so you trust Him. And it was just one of those moments. I was an early believer. I wasn't in the faith that long, and I had just torn my ACL, and I didn't get invited to X Games when I should have. I medaled the year before. I should have been, in the first pick, because all the medalists, that's how it works. If you get a medal at X Games, you're in. Well, guess what? I got a medal the year before, blew out my ACL, and the next year they didn't invite me. And I was like, how did I not get invited? Well, they were like, well, you're hurt, so you're not going to ride. You had an ACL. It's a 6-month surgery. Well, guess what? There was just enough time for me. There was a 6-month gap for me to get back, but they didn't think I was going to make it, so they didn't put me on the list. So now I was bummed about it, and I remember I called one of my pastors, and I was, just kind of like, man, I'm super bummed out. I'm hurt right now, and I didn't get invited to X Games. And he said, oh, dude, he said, God will get you in there, man. Have faith and pray it in. And I was just like, all right. So I was like, well, that's a good attitude, Let me just believe God for something and pray and then take action and actually train like I'm in. So there was this long journey between the time I got out of surgery and entered into rehab to train for X Games, not being on the list, not being in. And anyone who comes off an ACL injury knows it's not an easy journey back. It's a tough journey. And I trained every day, and I kept getting up every day and just thanking God. I said, God, I know you're going to get me in the X Games. I'm going to make it. I'm going to train like I'm in. And I did for months. Train. The list, the second, because they do it in orders. The first list are the medalists, the second list are the first group, and then there's the final list, and then there's alternates. I wasn't on none of them until the alternate list came out, and I was the fourth alternate. So the chances of fourth alternate getting in is almost impossible. No one gets in. Like if you're first alternate, there's a good chance you get in because someone's going to fall. It's freestyle motocross. That people crash. But I was fourth on the list. It looked completely impossible. But guess what? I kept believing, kept training, and I decided to book a hotel up in Los Angeles and drive the X Games and plan on riding. And I went there waiting to get a spot. And I just showed up. And I remember they ran the freestyle event before the speed and style event. And that night at freestyle, I never prayed for anybody to crash and get hurt, but for some reason, everybody was going down that night. And 4 people dropped out the night before. And I get a call from the promoter the night before the event, the very last minute. The contest is going to be the very next day. And they call me and they're like, hey, you're in. 4th alternate. And it was just a journey that I went because I just kept believing and I kept praying. And there was mornings I would wake up in pain, didn't want to train, and would hear all those voices, you ain't getting in the X Games, your God's going to let you down. Who are you thinking? Like, come on, you're like, it ain't going to happen. And I get discouraged, and I would seriously have to be like, I reject you, Satan. I ain't listening to that. My God's going to get me in. I'm gonna get in, and I'm going to heal, and I'm going to compete. And I did. The very last minute, I got in and ended up racing and ended up winning a medal. So it was just this, it was a journey of faith. It was just a personal experience where God came through at the very last minute, and it just built my faith to where I felt like I can trust him because that type of history. Now it's coming in again.
No, I put the link in
so
the chat, and I'll put it in the comments and in the description
I don't
for people watching it later.
Oh, okay, she said she'll link it if you want to hear. But that's pretty much a story. It's a really big story, and I'm just trying not to get into too details because if you get me on the details, I'll take an hour to tell the story. So go watch the video because I like the details. Jibber jabber over here. That's me. Tell you the details. But it was cool. And so believe God and trust God. God can do big things in your life. He's done things in my life, and he's never let me down. So keep on trusting him. All right. So there's a little God story. So, and I got a lot, dude. To be honest with you, I got 10, 12 years of being in the faith, and that's just one. And that was one, I think it was cool because it was just one of the, I was early believer. And I think it was just one of those times where God was like, you can trust me. Like, I'll come through. Trust me. Believe me. I'll come through. Believe in me. Trust me. I'll heal your leg and I'll get you in there. And he did. And no one was hurt to the point that anything bad. They just crashed out and didn't want to compete the next day. All right. So he said, oh, how are you, Big Feist? I thought that I seen the question mark. I popped on it. So we got Brett Dean there hanging out talking to Big Feist. Yeah, so we got Brian. He's a Suzuki rider. You're right. Brian's on a Suzuki. He said he loves his 19 Suzuki. So there you go. Brian rides the Suzuki. So that's good. Oh, we got my homie Matt's up in here. I'm get him up there. Big Matt. We were out ripping Grain Valley it was about a week ago or so. So Matt, come out to Adrenaline. We might be out there on Sunday after church. Let's hit it. Be another good moto day. And hey, Matt, on a side note, my gutters are clogged. I know you're a roof dude. I might need you to come get up there and unclog the gutters because Mel was like, you're not getting up there. It's too dangerous. It was pouring out today and my gutters were overflowing. So I might need you to swing by the crib, dude. Matt has a Royal Roofing. You're in the KC area and you need a roof, hit up my boy Matt. He's a moto dude. He's a good dude, Christian, loves God, and does good roof work. So hit him up, Royal Roofing. Did I miss anything? Oh, what was T-Fit? Oh, this is my boy Curtis. All right. So, Curtis, we were just talking about, I was just looking at your page the other day. I saw you on Instagram, and I saw your, like, knee post, and I'm like, I recognize you from last week's chat. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the dude I was talking to last week. So, I hope the knee's healing up. I know you're coming back from ACL. But Travis was actually out here. There was a NASCAR race. So, Haley Deegan was out here, too. So, there's a NASCAR race at the KC Speedway last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, there's different classes, so that each day there's a different class. So we weren't able to get out there. I don't even know. It wasn't open for the fans, but I'm sure if you knew someone, you could have probably got in. But I was at the moto schools, so I didn't get to got to go see Haley last time she raced, but didn't get to see her this time. But cool surprise. I didn't even know Travis was in town, but he said that they hit him up very last minute and had him come drive the truck class. But Chad Kagi is X Games gold medalist, got like 4 gold medals. We all obviously toured together. Me and Chad did the Tony Hawk tour together. Well, he lives in my neighborhood. I had no idea we ended up here together. And him and Travis are really good friends because Chad did the Nitrous tour. So Travis happens to be out racing. Obviously, Chad hits him up, and he's hanging out at Chad's house. And Chad's like, Feist lives right up the street from me. And so those guys stopped by. Me and Mel were actually at church. We went to church, went to Costco, and right as we were coming home, we just luckily caught them. They were actually pulling out of our driveway while we were coming around the corner to pull in. And so we bumped in the last minute. So it was a cool surprise. I never would have expected to see Travis Pastrana at my house in Kansas. The only time that I ever see the guy is X Games. So it was cool. So pretty cool. I don't know how. Oh, he said he hit the wall. I said, how'd you do out there? And he's like, I hit the wall, but only once. So... But anyway, he gets to do a lot of fun stuff. So, super cool dude. Lots of talent. So, cool to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. All right, so let me get my homie up here. Killer Hammers. He says, what up, Ronnie? So, what up, homie? Do you have any favorite motocross riders in Asia and why? Yeah, man, Taka-san. So, Taka-san is my all-time favorite Asian motocross rider. Just because me and Taka, we have so much history together. We live together. He's like a brother. He lived with me for, I don't even know how many years, 4 years, maybe even longer. Him and his wife lived with me. They, the first couple of years they got married. So he's my all-time favorite. I mean, I know he's here now full-time, but he's still my favorite Asian rider. Other than him, there's three dudes I really connected with, and they're all Japanese guys. One was Taka. The other one was Ego Sato. He was Japanese as well, but he passed away. He had a really bad crash on a backflip and passed away a couple years ago. But he was like the OG. So Ego was older than Taka, so Taka showed mad respect to Ego. Ego ended up passing away. Taka became the best, but he would still always say Ego was the best, just out of respect. But is a toss-up. Those two dudes are really good. And now Wanky's like coming up. Wanky's really good. And he still lives over and he lives in I think he lives in Osaka, right? Where Taka's from. But anyway, he's back over there now. So as far as someone living over there right now, I would have to go with Wanky. He is a current best whip rider. I don't know if he's gonna do the quarter pipe, but I know he's doing best whip. But he is sick, super cool dude. And love that guy. Yes? I'm getting you. Oh, I did?
The first one's Big Fight said, why's your nose running?
Why is my nose running? Probably because Mel was popping pimples on my nose all day. She jacked me up, dude. Like, look at my nose. Either that or I got COVID. My nose ain't running. My nose just hurts. She was over here trying to pop stuff on my nose. So, well, who else I miss?
You missed 2 questions by Robbie Corley.
Where's Robbie at? Sorry, dude. What'd I miss?
There were 2 questions by him.
All right. Where are they?
He's your buddy from Southern California.
Oh, yeah, I know Robbie. Where's he at, though?
It's Robbie and Karina Vlogs.
Oh, I didn't see what kind of VP. All right, so here's one. I just didn't see the question marks. That's why.
Well, he had one before.
I missed it. All right, so what kind of VP do you recommend if that's not Supercross expensive, but still smells that good? Oh, yeah, it does smell good. I'm trying to think what. I ran C12. That's what I ran. I don't even run it anymore. I run pump gas now, to be honest with you. I just run straight up pump gas. But when I was competing and when I had, whenever you're competing, you always run the best stuff. But so I ran C12, so that was my program. So I would recommend that because that's the only stuff I ever used that I know was good. So try that if you're looking for a good gas to go with.
He also asked.
All right, where I missed another one?
Trying to start a family.
Oh God! Of course she wants to throw that in there. When am I starting a family? I don't know. We're gonna buy another dog. That's what I told her. All right. Here's the link. So Mel threw up the link. Wait, Big Feist. What's he saying? Tell the story when the guy from the Hawk Tour. Hold up. We'll get Big Feist on here. He says, tell the story when the guy from the Hawk Tour showed up at X, rode that night with a broken leg. Tell the story of the guy from the Hawk Tour that showed up at X, rode that night with a broken leg. What guy? I can't remember, dude. The guy on the Hawk Tour. Who showed up on the Hawk Tour with a broken leg? Who? Oh, I'm seeing his next comment says Barry. Barry was the athletic trainer. Barry Zaritsky. I don't remember Barry having a broken leg. My memory's terrible, though. So I can't tell the story that I don't remember. He says, why do you still ride with Brian? Oh, do you still ride? So we got Ashley. Yes, I still ride with Brian and Twitch. I normally ride with both those guys when I go out to California. Always, but I didn't have. Deegan was actually in where does he live? North Carolina on this trip. So I got to ride with Twitch, got to ride with Taka. Didn't get to ride with Deegan, but we're all super good friends. Every day, like Twitch, just calls, texts all the time every day, and then me and Deegan like a couple times a week. So I never, and Taka, like the three dudes I never lose touch with. So yeah, always ride with those guys. All right, let me get Nate Dog up here. It says, are you going to do real moto part this year? No, it's like invite only, I believe. Everything with X Game is invite, so pretty much can't do anything unless they put you on the list, and I ain't on the list. So unfortunately not, because that is a really cool contest. If you got a good filmer and good spots to go, you can do some really cool stuff. So be cool too, but didn't get the invite. So I know I'm just seeing this. I've never rode. So this is a track in New Jersey. So Brett's saying never rode Fields of Dreams. Oh yeah, Millville, New Jersey. I haven't rode it, but I've seen J Law post some pics from out there, and it looks super sweet. So one of these days, I need to get back to Jersey and go ride all the local spots that I grew up riding, and ride that because that wasn't there when I grew up. That's new. And me and actually Big Feist, when we go hunting, we hunt south of that place. So we always drive past it when I'm out there in the winter for hunting. So it'd be cool to hit it up. All right. Yeah, hit Matt up. I got his number up there. Wangy Sahan. All right, so what do you think of Jarek McNeil? So I think Jarek McNeil is really good. Obviously, the guy's got, I mean, dude, he's won step up a gazillion times. He's won best whip a lot. So guy's a ripper, dude. Throws it down. Little guy, but he's definitely got some skills. So respect for him for sure. And he's super cool. All the Australian guys are cool, dude. I love the Australian riders. They're like the coolest guys. Super nice people. All right, so when was the last, so this is from Kobe. He says, when was the last time you did a FMX tricks? So actually, when was it? It had to be a few months ago now. It's probably early spring. I got a chance to ride. There's a track called I-49 at South Missouri, like 40 minutes, 45 minutes from my house. And this guy, Ian, he set up a ramp out there. He's from Texas. He built this ramp. He's got it set at like 70 feet. First time I got to hit a ramp in like 2 years since I moved out to Kansas. And got a flat within like the first 10 minutes of jumping the ramp. So I didn't get to spend much time on it before my tire went flat. But I did a knack. I was going for the lazy boy, but I only got the coffin off because I just tried it once. I got a half of a kiss of death. I guarantee you if I could have kept riding without a flat, I could have did a kiss of death. That was my favorite trick, go-to trick, and I had had it pretty much there. I just didn't poke my legs out. And I feel like I did one other thing. Did a heel clicker, did a whip, did a turn down. So I definitely could do a couple things. Nothing cool though. Nothing like Kiss of Death. Probably the coolest thing I could still do. So I need to get back down there, and that should be. I should make a video, huh? Relearn, like trying to relearn some tricks. That'd be fun. See what I could do. So maybe I'll do that. I gotta hit him up, see if he's back in town. All right, so we got Danny B here. Going to check out the FMX Flight Club event tomorrow. Yeah, I've been seeing posts about that. I actually saw Beerman posting and Twitch posting. So I don't even know 100% what it even is. I just seen those dudes. Like, I scroll quick when I'm on Instagram. I'm like, I'm just scrolling quick. So I didn't even look into it, but I did see those guys posting it. So I'm not even sure 100% what it is. Like, for some reason, when I glanced at it, I thought it was a podcast. I'm like, is that just a podcast or a radio show or something? And I just kept scrolling. But definitely going to go back to those pages and see what the real deal. But what is it? If you guys know, fill us in on what it is. Oh, we got a Snapchat. Super chat Snapchat. We got a super chat here. We got a Snapchat from Steven. So thank you, brother. He says, what's up, Ronnie? Do you ride street bikes or Harleys? Here's some gas money, bro. Thank you, dude. That would be perfect. I don't have a street bike, but I did. I had a Harley at one point, had a sweet chopper. Don't have a street bike, but I do like street bikes, do like Harleys, just don't have one at the time. But obviously you probably do ride them, so be careful out there because I know streets are wild, dude. But they are. I like motorcycles at the end of the day. All right, Mel's in the room giving me the look down. She's giving me the stare down.
Curtis has got a question.
I'm hitting Curtis right now. She's on me, Curtis. Dude, me and Curtis need to get together, dude. Look at this dude. He is shredded. You need to get me back in shape, bro, because I'm out of shape right now. Hey, maybe we get together and get me in shape for that 40-plus race I'm thinking about hitting in the fall. Because I need to do about 5 or 6 laps, and I only probably have 3 good ones, and then the 4th one's so-so, and the 5th one's weak. So I need to get up in the game here and go out there and try to throw it down in the old man class. He says, are you hitting that back triple at Midwest Extreme? Thing had me shook. Yeah, I hit all the jumps at Midwest Extreme. So I know you got a knee surgery and you're gonna be out for a while. But when you get healed up, let's meet up out at the track and we'll go ride and have some fun. But I'll bring you over that thing. You follow me, dude. If you know how to jump a dirt bike, you can get over all the jumps. You just gotta have the right speed. If you know how to jump, they're no different. So, but we might have to come out to that gym you're training at, dude, and get in shape. This retired life has got me out of shape out here.
There's one more question.
Eating too many sweets.
You love your sweets.
I do. Eating too many sweets. There's this stupid this bar up the street. Big Feist knows what the dessert bar. Big Feist knows what I'm talking about because every time he's out here, he hits it. There's this dessert bar up the street, and when I moved out here, I was like, hey, I'm retired, whatever. Like, when I trained, I didn't really cheat. I was actually pretty good at staying disciplined, but ever since I retired, I'm like, oh, whatever. And then I start just eating sweets sometimes. Not a good idea. No, because then all of a sudden, you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? I didn't have that before. And my dad used to always say, because I've always been thin, I've always been a skinny dude, and my dad's all, you just wait, it's going to get you. But here he is, so good, that's right. It is, the place is dangerous. Dangerous spot. All right, so we'll get Ben up here. Is this the last? All right, so we're getting close to 8 p.m. If anybody else says, hey, cheesecake is so good, big price. So we'll get Ben up here. If anybody has anything last minute, check it up. If not, we'll wrap it up here. But it says, what are your top 3 tattoos that you have? All right. Well, I always go with the Jesus piece. You know, why is that? Why is that not? There we go. That's a portrait of Jesus. So that's definitely one of my favorite. And then, hold on. I got to move. Yeah, you know what I'm going to show them. My Bruce Lee piece.
Oh, my goodness.
That one's always been a favorite. I've been a Bruce Lee fan since I was a kid. Big Fights, I tell you. I used to watch Bruce Lee every single Bruce Lee, because I started training in karate when I was 5. So I started training before I raced. So I was a martial art fan of Bruce Lee. I used to watch every single Bruce Lee movie over and over again. I used to know every single word, could recite it word for word, knew everything. So I was always a Bruce Lee fan. So I got the Bruce Lee tat. I got the Jesus tat. I'm trying to think. I always liked Asian dragons. I mean, to be honest with you, my best dragon is on my butt. It comes up my leg, and it's on my side of my butt cheek, so I'm not going to pull it out.
Please don't.
But I'll just give you a peek, because it's like a traditional style. Can you see? There's part of its head.
Stop it. I'm going to throw up.
But anyway, all my coolest stuff is in the spots no one gets to see, because it was the last places I tattooed. But it's my whole... right leg is all black and white, didn't color it, and I wish I would have didn't do any color because all the color fades. I wish I would have just did all black and white, but too late. Bruce Lee on the shin, and I have a head, like this dragon head on my knee. Can you see that one? And then I have another dragon that kind of wraps up, and his head's right here, and it wraps all around my leg. So it's just cool, like traditional style Japanese. I've always been my favorite style of tattoo is the Japanese style. So I have one of those traditional, and the head of the dragon's like that big because it goes up onto my hip. So probably my coolest looking one, just no one gets to see it but my wife.
I don't like them.
And she don't like them. She hates my tattoos. But anyway, they would be my 3. I don't know. I got a lot. I mean, they're all cool. Some of them are cheesy. I ain't gonna lie. Everyone has those cheesy ones they don't really like anymore. Especially when you start young, you're always like, oh man, why'd I do that? Whatever. Kung Fu fights. That's right. All right. Wait.
Anthony said a cool little testimony just real quick.
So we're gonna bring. All right, we're gonna bring Anthony up here. It says, Ronnie, I did what you told me last week. Trusted my skills, trusted my equipment, and jumped that big jump. As I was getting ready to remember what you said, trust myself. Hit it easy. Yup. And then it's funny, like after you put yourself through a lot of stress and you worry about something, and then you're just like, dude, I know I can do this. And then you do it, and it's way easier than you thought. So I'm glad it worked out, and just let that confidence level come up, knowing that you can do it, and just keep rolling with it. A lot of times, doubt tries to get in the way and rob us of our talent and our skills. So you got to sometimes just overcome that fear, believe in yourself and the skills that you got, and know that you have the talent to do it. And you just got to hit that off switch in your mind and not let it get in the way and go for it. But stay within your means. That doesn't mean you just go out and send it off stuff you shouldn't, Stay in your lane, If you're just getting started, stay on the easy jumps. Don't go for the big dogs till you work your way up. All right. Well, cool, man. I'm glad everybody was here. Another good. Oh, Street Bike Tommy. Yeah. Matt's laughing about Street. Street Bike Tommy was over here yesterday hanging out. Stop by real quick. But thank all you guys hanging out every Monday night. It's fun to just sit down and read the comments and answer questions week after week. So next week we'll be back, same time, same place. So any of you boys will be at the track on Sunday. Adrenaline, I'll be there. If not, I know Brian and a couple other guys are going to be out at the next 2 classes, so we'll see you. And then we'll have the October class posted up here pretty soon. I know there's only 1 spot left to the September class already. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.